morning, ma'am.
Morning.
So have a pleasant day to you, Mrs. Lee Christine Jimuan. So we are here together with my classmates, with groupmates to conduct an interview about your insights and experience inside and outside the classroom. We have here our written question. So let's start the first question. What is teaching?
Teaching. Teaching is giving learning to your students.
Second question. How many years are you spent in teaching?
Almost 10 years.
Wow, sana all.
Third question. What do you think are the roles of a teacher as a person?
Roles to
A teacher as a person.
the roles of the teacher. Aside from teaching and giving learning to the students, a teacher needs to make sure also that the students are disciplined.
John, what do you think are the roles of a teacher as a professional?
Okay. As a professional, maybe, just maybe, a teacher should be a role model to everyone because, diba, if you're a teacher, you need to give learning. So how can you expect that your students will follow you or accept what you taught to them if you are not a role model to them also?
What do you think are the role of a teacher as a community leader?
Community leader, pareho naman siguro eh. Like, you need to follow the rules, the regulations. O same with the role model. Like, if you're the role model, so you need to be good all the time. Keep saying that.
What do you think are the roles of a teachers as an expert?
Okay. So when you say teacher as an expert, I'm not so sure if there's really a teacher that is an expert because diba, every year a lot of teachers will go to seminars to update themselves. So now there's always room for improvement as a teacher. Maybe for the students we are expert, but for us there's a lot of room for improvement.
Next question is, have you experienced any challenges in teaching?
Too many, especially with the students. So man, it comes to their how to handle the students. Because there are a lot of students that are also pasaway. So even though that they think that I am quite strict, right? But still, a lot of students are not afraid or are not following me. So, nagagawin mo yan, ano? So, it's really how you handle them, how you're going to deal with this kind of situation. Which, that is just one of the examples.
Are you aware of the 4 pillars of education?
I think I forgot.
And the answer po is learning to know, learning to do, learning to live, and learning to be.
To know, to live,
To do,
to do,
and to be.
to be.
Po.
Okay.
And next question is, what do you think of them is the most valuable?
Of that, the 4. Okay, when you say variable, like important, or the one from flexibility, I think they are all equally important. No, you cannot choose like learning to do, learning to live. Doing and living, they are synonymous. Learning to be, it's also the same. And learning to, is that the one? No. To know. So you cannot really do something without knowing it, diba? So we are all equally important for me.
Kina.
So why do you want to be a teacher?
At first, I did not want to become a teacher, but later on, I somehow love it since it deals with the students and their learning, and I know I can give a lot to the students.
So what's your style? What's your teaching style or philosophy?
Hmm. Teaching style or philosophy? What's my philosophy? Okay. Posa ha? Okay. So, when you talk about, the teaching style, so, I really don't have any particular, like, only one style, because if you're going to become a teacher, you need to be flexible. No? It depends on the students, on the situation, on your topic. Okay, so you need to do a lot of things, a lot of styles. When it comes to philosophy, so I always believe that you need to strive hard, you need to make a lot of effort for you to learn. So as a student, no, a student who are very lax and not doing anything, there is no learning to do. Especially the student is not disciplined. So, ano siya? So I think that is my philosophy in life. So you work hard in order for you to gain something.
So the next question is, how would you handle a student you found difficult to teach?
Communicating is very important as a teacher. Okay, so you need also to understand the background of the student. You cannot force any student or a student to open up to you or to participate in the class. Okay, if the student really doesn't want to participate, then you cannot do anything about it. But make sure also to know the reason. So maybe after the class ends, you can call the attention of the student. You can talk to them or to him or her one by one. And if it won't help, then it is much better to call the attention of the parents. Okay.
So another question, ma'am. So how do you motivate students?
Aside from giving points or grades, sa ba si Lord? Okay. So ba? Basta ito mag-motivate you, no? So for me, I think I motivated my students by letting them I think I motivate them through learning. So in my class, Mango, no, I always incorporate the lessons in life. No, my subject is literature, so this is about life, and I always share to them the real life experiences. Okay, so I think that's one of the reasons why the students are motivated to do the task, because it's more about their life and the experiences and the lessons that we can learn from these experiences.
Thank you, ma'am. Next question. How do you like to communicate and build relationships with parents?
How did I communicate? Okay, so we all know that in the school before the class starts there is Brigada Eskwela. So we talk to the parents, we help them in beautifying the school or cleaning up. Aside from that, through also the PTA meeting. Okay, so I ask for their number and I always tell them that if ever if I'm going to call their attention, they need to always come to the school because it is always important. I think that's it.
Next is, what are you learning now?
What?
What are you learning now?
what am I learning right now? Um, what do you mean? What am I learning right now? Yes, there are too many things, no? When talking about pandemic and the learnings and especially about schooling, pandemic is such a very challenging for both students, teachers. Okay. Modular instruction is not really helpful for the students. No? They are not learning at all. But, there's a but. If the student is really like responsible in his or her learning or studying, then I think modular instruction is okay. But for the majority of the students, they depend so much to the teachers. So especially for the explanation, the instructions, and everything. Modules cannot really explain unless the students are quite intelligent, right? So when the student can read it and understand it right away, so it's not a problem. Because modules are intended for them to be self-learning. But for the majority of the student, it is not. So a lot of students are not learning from this module because of this pandemic. And I can really attest to it because of the limited face-to-face instruction. So there are a lot of students who doesn't know how to read, doesn't know how to write. They can read, but they cannot understand. So that's the main problem. So if the students cannot understand, so there is no learning at all.
The next is lesson 15. Tell me about a time when you work with a learn to solve a problem.
So I can remember one time when there are too many struggling students here in the school. So I was the coordinator in English at that time. So I asked my team, the English teachers, that we should conduct a tutorial at the end, at 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock or 4 to 5 p.m. so that we can have these students. So it was okay for a few times, but since we had too much work of the teachers, so we did not maintain that kind of tutorial. So it only lasted for, I think, less than a year, 5 months ago, or 7 months.
The last question is tell me about a time when you face a difficult challenge.
Difficult challenge. I think there are too many too many to mention. Siguro it is with the teachers. Okay na lang. Okay, ang students ko, okay naman siya. During that time, I was still new and I still need a lot of learnings here, and I still need to adjust more because I was a new teacher. And then other teachers cannot really understand me sometimes. So there was sort of a misunderstanding among us teachers. So they posted something on Facebook, and I was a little bit angry at that time. So I approached them when I reached the school. I talked to the principal, the school head at the time, and then I explained to him about what happened. Then after, I approached this person, the teacher. So I approached him and asked him why did he do that. And then he told me the reason. He explained himself that it wasn't me, but it's very obvious that it's me. And then I talked again to the principal about what should we do about this. Then I think it was settled between the principal, the school head, and the teacher.
That's all. Thank you.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you for time.